something that's been really great too. Going through the city now, there's always a sense that you take the train over a bridge or something, and you see a wide swath of the land.
Right.
Or any time in particular, you get a vista of the city and are able to see large chunks. You have a general familiarity of areas the longer that you're here. But as we're doing this walk, it really feels like we're in an open world video game. And I'm seeing areas like, if we turn around now and we look back the way we came, you can see the Gil Hodges Bridge.
Yeah.
And the Gil Hodges Bridge was a bridge that we went on, I think, weeks 3 and 4, or maybe just weeks 3.
I think I was going to say week 2, but
Week
whatever
2?
it was, yeah.
In July, we went on that bridge.
Early.
Very early. And, it looks so far away, but I know I've been there,
Yeah.
And
And we know what it is, too. I mean, we walked over it multiple times in a row.
Yeah. And
I did not enjoy walking over it.
Right. It was...
I remember that.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
Yeah.
It has a really interesting shape to it. And even in that walk, we would walk over the Gil Hodges and then we'd walk back over the Cross Bay, which is probably equidistant away from it as far as we are right now.
Yeah.
And you could spot it in the distance. So there's always this, you're creating new reference points. Whereas, before, I kind of have basic geographic skills or knowledge the longer I've been here and the more reference points I get. But yeah, like you said, as we're walking through so many different neighborhoods, and especially, when you kind of can see a landmark from far away that places you.
Yeah. And to be able to walk on those landmarks or by those landmarks and get an understanding of distance from the landmarks on any given week,
Right.
we can, we're walking towards this, I should know the name of this structure. I don't right now.
Oh, this tall ride?
I don't even know if it's a ride, to be perfectly
called.
honest. Basically the Coney Island Space Needle. And if I'm offending anybody, I'm sorry.
Is it not the Thunderbolt?
No.
The Thunderbolt right
the
next
Thunderbolt
to it?
is the ride, yeah. No, that thing that's behind it, that lights up, I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, or if it's a ride, or if it's just made there as an attraction.
Oh.
Nevertheless, we have now approached that a number of different times, and just to get a sense of how long it takes to get there from different visual distances.
Yeah.
It's like just seeing the Gil Hodges Bridge. I kind of have an idea of how long it would take to get there just by visually looking at it in the distance. And there's something really cool about being able to familiarize yourself with all these New York City landmarks in such a way. And it really is the most prominent in an area like going over the Williamsburg Bridge on a train or something. And you see so much. You can see 3 different boroughs just that way, and you can, again, like a video game, understand how long it would take to get there with no other means than your feet,
Yeah. Yeah, it is a nice new power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although at the same time, I feel like my idea of how far away something is we are getting the true experience, but the idea of that's not that far away that doesn't mean anything now.
Yeah. Well, that's
because honestly, we're here at Coney Island now, and when we turn to go back home, it's the homeward stretch. So it feels like it's not that far away, but I think it's 12 miles.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's the inverse, and almost it's you get a superpower, but then you get this weakness as a consequence, where it's your conception of what is normal or acceptable becomes completely unrealistic to whatever the norm is.
Yeah. Well, it also depends on what you're applying it to. So when all we're doing in one day is walking, if it's 2 o'clock and we're on our way home from Coney Island, it feels like, oh yeah, it's a good day. We're on our way home. We'll get home at a reasonable time. It's not that far away. Whereas if we were trying to meet people out at Coney Island sometime next summer and we had to be there at 10:30 in the morning to have a full beach day, I don't know if I would decide to walk.
Right.
Maybe,
Right.
because it's not that far.
Right. Yeah.
But it, like, you know, then it's like, well, it is far enough that I'd have to leave at 6 in the morning or something.
Yeah, totally.
So it's all just depending on what else you need to do, I guess.
Yeah.